All right, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Let's go ahead and hop into your reading. What is going on here with Cancers? We got here, unaware is what's going on here. So you're coming in as unaware. So there's something that you don't know about. Let's see what else. Uh-oh. Weak is showing up. Then we got here desire. And then afraid. So I feel like what you're unaware of is that someone is weak. Even if they don't look it. Even if they don't look it, there's someone that's weak. I don't know what this got to do with you, though. Let's see. What has this got to do with you? And it says here, petrified. And even over here, it says afraid. Petrified. But they don't show it. Someone is petrified, and they're not showing it. You're unaware. This energy that's laid out right here, weak, desire, and afraid. You're unaware of this. There is a person that is petrified. And I feel like this person is petrified because of some sort of desire that they could have for you. Because it makes them weak when they want to be strong. Look at the background. I feel like you may have an effect on someone more than you realize. Let me see. Tell me about, who is this person? Let me see. Who is this person? How will you know this person? Because we got here, you're unaware. So how would you know, right? How would the viewer know this person? The Ace of Pentacles is how you would know them. You could know them through some sort of, we got Earth coming in. They could be an Earth sign. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. But I feel like you will know them because they see you as someone that they could have something serious with. But, there is a but. They're not making it known. They're holding back. And I feel like they're holding back because they seem like they're mad at you. I feel like this person may be holding back because I feel like they're holding a grudge against you. That's just what I'm picking up. And I don't know if you had something new happen in your life, because it looks like there could have been something new for you. Whether it was a new job, maybe a new home, a relocation. I don't know. It feels like there was something new for you. And you were focused on that. You were focused on something new. Maybe you relocated. Maybe you started a new job. That's where your attention went. And I feel like this person felt like you were not interested in them. However, your overall energy shows you're unaware. And maybe that too is what made them mad. Was that you were unaware of them. And maybe they took it personal, but I'm seeing that you were genuinely unaware because your overall energy came out the very beginning of you being unaware. Your head was in the sand because of something new that took off in your life. And again, whatever that may be, it's not going to be the same for all of you, but it could be a new job. It could be a new home. Maybe you were in the middle of relocating or changing jobs, and you were busy focusing on that. But they saw you, but keep in mind, weak and petrified. So they saw you, but refused to open up. They refused to open up. And it looks like here, like I said, there's some sort of, and I'm not saying that they're necessarily still in this energy. This is just what's coming in. But they felt some type of way around you not paying them any attention and focusing on your new opportunity or whatever it is that was happening in your, whatever it is that was happening in your life at that time. Now we got here desire showing up, and like I said, I feel like there's this desire, but it feels unspoken. And also I feel like there's something loaded with this desire. I'm gonna have to pull some more cards to get some energy around it, but yeah, there's something here around this desire. Let's see what that's about. What is this desire about? Because it's still connected. What is this desire about? We have here the Nine of Wands. Look, this energy seems similar, because look at here, even right here, this looks like a petrified person right there with the Nine of Wands. Hold on a second. Oh, yeah, so the desire here is there. And I told you that, like I said, I don't feel like you understand how much this person desired you. However, the interesting thing is that there's desire and attraction, but I'm not going to allow myself to go there with that Nine of Wands energy. See, there again, going back to that petrified energy, like I feel like the desire for you scared this person. So I feel like something started happening, because we got here the Magician card. It's like, you know what this is? Because also we got the 10 Pentacles. It's like they manifested you, but it's like manifested you when maybe it wasn't the opportune time as well. I don't know. Let me see. Tell me more about that. Let me see. What is their energy towards you over here? Because I'm not completely, because we already got unaware. It's like, here it is, I have a desire and strong attraction for you, but I'm not going to go there. But it feels like they manifested you in the sense of whoever you are to this person is not someone that they're used to having in their life, or even an experience like this. Because it feels like magic. It feels like magic. Like, how did someone like you appear? Or, you know, how did this happen? It could have even been something that felt magical. That felt like, you know, like serendipitous, fated even. But I'm not going to go for it. And that's what I want to understand. Why not go for it? That's because there's some sort of issue around withholding. And I'm seeing here the 10 Pentacles, and this is probably why. Maybe this person was married, or maybe they were in a long-term relationship, or maybe they had, well, this is a couple here, I don't know, but it's something around that energy around not going for it. But let's see, what else? Why were they not trying to go for it? It's like, I need to stay away from you, I guess. Look, fake. We got here fake. Fake is what came out. There's something here that seems a little bit, like I said, when I felt that desire, and I said something felt a little bit loaded around this energy, and even as I'm looking at fake, I'm seeing someone who may have been through some sort of physical trauma. You see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like someone may have been, like, somebody could have been hurt physically. And even with that Nine of Wands, that's like a wounded warrior with a bandage on their head. I feel like somebody, that could be another reason why. Maybe somebody was in some sort of long-term situation where they experience, it feels physical though. Like it feels like maybe somebody put hands on someone. It feels like that kind of energy. But even with that showing up, I still feel the need. I don't know. Like something about this still feels, with that unaware and even with afraid, I don't know, somebody got like hit or something. It just feels like I need to slow down. And maybe that's why somebody was like, I don't want to go for this, because there's a chance of getting hurt after experiencing such a deep hurt. You know, something else is odd about this too. That's why I keep feeling like slow down with this information and how it's being presented, especially seeing fake. Something is starting to feel, like, let me see what that is. Because something, I don't know. Y'all, I just feel like, yeah, even when the next deck that I grabbed says deep-rooted insecurities. We see that, right? But, and then we got fake, a fake smile. Tell me about this energy, because something about this doesn't feel all the way, like it feels like there's more going on than what's being shown. Going back to unaware, there's more going on to something than what you're actually aware of. Sugar daddy. So maybe someone takes care of someone, because even the 10 Pentacles is right here. Money. Maybe this person is someone's sugar daddy, financially providing. But look, it's toxic, unhealthy. It says toxic, unhealthy behaviors. People. I feel like someone could be in a relationship where there's actually physical stuff, where somebody is physically getting hands put on them. But the thing about it is, it makes me wonder if it's real or not, or if someone is threatening that, like they'll say that that's what happened. I don't know. Something, look, see, out of control. This is two different things. That's why it's like, hold on. Let me tell you this. This is what I'm picking up on. Somebody could be dealing with a Gemini. But this is what I'm picking up on. I feel like there's a couple. And I feel like someone in this relationship gets out of control. Like they could become, maybe, unhinged or crazy. And so it's like somebody is trying to control that person. And so that person won't say, oh, you put hands on me. But this person can become wild. Look at how the hair is flinged over. This person can become out of control and wild. And then go and say, oh, but they hit me. But it says fake. There's some physical scars on this person's face. But look, it says fake at the bottom. That's why I kept feeling this need to go slow. Because we got here two different things showing up. You see how this person is like, wait a minute. Like, I'm actually scared of the out of control person. But the out of control person could be manipulative and say, oh no, they put hands on me. Even though that may not be the case. I feel like you could have been unaware that you were in some sort of, something was going on with somebody that you were connected to that's being seen as a sugar daddy and not going for anything because of that situation as well. Because they're in some sort of long-term relationship, or a relationship where there is physical altercations that take place between the two of them. and that person acts unhinged, but there's fear with walking away because that person will then say, oh, they hit me, they did this to me. It's like they'll flip the story. They'll flip the story. That's what I'm picking up there. That's why I felt like be cautious, because this person does have a desire for you, but now it's making sense why they're not acting on that desire, because of who they're connected to. And then we got here afraid showing up. So keep in mind, everything we're looking at right here is what you're unaware of, because the overall energy is unaware. And I'm gonna find out, why are you being aware, why you need to be aware of this. So because this is, you know, Cancer's reading, and this is what's going on around you that's showing up, but why you need to be aware of this. But let's briefly look into the afraid, and then we'll answer why you need to know. So we got here afraid showing up, and it feels like it's still connected to this person because it's the weak root chakra, and then the afraid root chakra showing up again. Let's see. Clarify this energy. Why we got afraid? Now I feel like this hasn't happened yet, or this is what's going to be happening. Or no, I said that wrong. Either this hasn't happened yet, or this is what's happening. This part right here, this afraid part. Let me see. Clarify afraid. The Fool. I don't want to take a risk. I don't want to take a risk, because if I take a risk, I'm going to be stressed out. We got the Ten of Wands. We got the Ten of Wands. And then the Queen of Wands is right there. The Queen of Wands is someone that is popular. This is someone, the way that this is looking with this Queen of Wands sitting right here, and then we got the High Priestess. This Queen of Wands has a strong personality, but something about the personality doesn't seem as strong right now. But I feel like I don't want to take a risk because I'm afraid. I'm overwhelmed. I actually feel like it's this person that's out of control because they're sitting still. I feel like it's actually the person that's typically out of control, and they're sitting still because they're afraid. They're afraid of taking a risk. They're afraid of doing something because of the hardship that is going to bring about. It's connected with this person though. It's hold on a second now. It's connected with them. It's these two, but it's now showing the out of control person. It's like they're afraid of doing anything because of how it's going to look. The Queen of Wands. How it's going to look. They're feeling overwhelmed. They're struggling right now. It's like they're trying to hold it together despite feeling burdened with the Ten of Wands. See, this could be someone, look at her, like a beauty pageant. Queen of Wands is a popular person. So maybe the people around them, how the people may look at them. And then we got here the High Priestess. This is why you need to know. Because I feel like there's something about you being a High Priestess. Look, unaware. That's the third eye. And the High Priestess, the third eye. Because of what you may know intuitively. What you know spiritually. They're afraid of you. Whoever this out of control person is, they're afraid of you. And they're afraid of what it is that you know spiritually. Let's see. Why are they afraid of what you know spiritually? It's like they don't want to do anything. They don't want to act. They can't take a risk or take a chance. Why are they afraid of the viewer spiritually? And then I'm gonna take it back to why I was feeling something going on with this person. Why are they afraid of the viewer spiritually? What you know, with your third eye. Because we got thief. Oh, because look, burning through money. Remember we saw sugar daddy. And then we see here thief, burning through money. Because look, retaliation, revenge, punish, payback. They stole. They must have stole or took some money, or they did something. They did something to retaliate. They did something to get some sort of vengeance. And it looks like they're afraid of it coming out. But this feels deeper than that, because the way that this person is afraid of what you know intuitively, what you know, psychically, or however you know what it is that you know through your third eye, they did something out of spite, and it feels deep. And the reason why I say it feels deep, because of how they're showing up. Like, they're showing up as like really, really afraid. It feels like maybe even afraid for their life. I mean, look at the picture here. That's what I'm saying. Like, it has to be deep. Look at how, can you guys see that? Look at how, I don't know, like, look, this person is scared. I feel like they may also be scared of, because I feel like even the quote-unquote sugar daddy who showed up week earlier, I feel like they may have, you know what? I feel like this person may have showed some sort of, I feel like they stole. I feel like they did something. And I feel like put them in their place with the Knight of Wands. I feel like they did something and they got put in their place for stealing money. I feel like they stole from this sugar daddy out of retaliation, or did something out of retaliation and payback. And I feel like they're afraid of what this sugar daddy would do, meaning that whatever they did, is that it could land them, it could possibly land them in jail or land them in some sort of trouble. But I feel like I'm going to show you compassion with the King of Cups. You see what I'm saying? Like, whoever this person is, because it's like we started out on one end showing how out of control this, because they were out of control. Whoever this person is that this sugar daddy was dealing with, they were out of control. They did something out of spite to get payback. And I feel like it could land them in some massive trouble, or it could bankrupt them. And the sugar daddy, rather than allowing them to get the consequences, even though they did them dirty, rather than allowing them to get the consequences of their actions, they chose to have compassion. If you want to call it, or if you want to call it compassion, the King of Cups can be compassionate. But the Knight of Wands is saying they put them in their place. And that's why they're so afraid, because it's like, you can really cause some damage to my life if you were to put this out there, that I stole, or that I did what I did in order to retaliate against you. Why did they do what they do? Why did they do that to you? I feel like, and what I mean to you is because it's something here. I hope you guys are understanding this story, because I'm telling it to you guys like how it's being shown to me the best I can, because it just seems odd. Like, it's the scenario, the situation. It just seems like who's going through this? But apparently somebody is, because I feel like there's something here that's obviously connecting you, because they're afraid of your intuition. They're afraid about what you know. Let me move back into how is this with Cancer's intuition? How is this story connecting to Cancer's intuition and what you know? Racing, running, and avoiding. Look, see, sneaky. Because, and remember, what did I say? Thank you for reminding me. What did I tell you guys? What did I tell y'all? Maybe it hasn't came out yet, because remember I started this part out saying if it's not happening now, this is what's going to happen later on. It may not have came out yet that in retaliation, they did something. They did something sneaky. See, look, private detective. They did something sneaky. And this could be something that puts them under investigation. And it was about money. And they are afraid of you knowing and saying something. Because they feel like you have a heightened, because you watch tarot readings. Because she's sitting here with some tarot cards. You watch tarot readings. That's why they're afraid. You watch, you know, your third eye. It's like, how are you unaware? The overall energy is unaware. But are you really unaware with the high priestess sitting here? That's what they're afraid of. And even in the other reading that I did previously, we talked about how the tarot reading coming true. That's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of your intuition. How do you know about this theft? How do you know about me being under investigation or me being investigated? That's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of what you know. And it's like you know the unknowable. Let me see. Tell me more. I want to know, how does this person view you? Oh, and you know what else? I feel like this sugar daddy is also afraid, because I feel like this is coming in for both of their energies. I feel like this sugar daddy is also afraid of you knowing about this, because it may make them look weak because someone stole from them or someone used them, or quote unquote they were being seen as a sugar daddy. They're afraid of how you're going to see them as well. How is the viewer being looked at? Illuminator. You bringing things to light, right? Illuminator. You illuminate things. It says your radiant energy that lights up any room with great power to heal those around you and crack their hearts wide open. This gift can make people run from your light. Isn't that what? Because you bring the light. So whatever is hidden, whatever is in the dark, it comes out. And it comes out to you. It comes out. It's like they can't hide. They can't run. Running and avoid. They can't run from someone that knows the unknowable. That has some sort of psychic, or you read your cards, or you just know things that just get made known to you by spirit, God, whatever higher power you believe in. That's how you're being seen. You're being seen as an illuminator. Even though you're unaware, you still know. The King of Cups. Psychic. Intuitive. How is the viewer being seen? Moon goddess is coming in, and the underart energy is mind power. It says here, you're in sync with the moon cycles, promoting balance and feminine energy on earth, helping others begin their healing with the shadow aspects of themselves. You can even see right through people. That's why they're afraid, because you can see me. Because look, didn't I say here's someone weak? And you see the muscles right there. So someone could physically look a certain way, but you can see what's behind the veil with someone. You can see what they don't show you. So like, let's say someone is insecure, but they present themselves as being confident, because here's the King of Wands. The King of Wands can, and we saw the Queen of Wands. So this is a couple, like I was telling you guys. This could be some sort of couple, right? That's fake, because we even saw fake, and we even saw a toxic relationship. However, being the King of Wands, you can see that. You can see what people don't show. So they see you as some sort of moon goddess, where you can see the shadow side of people. You see the shadow sides of them. The untrained eye, it will go missing. They wouldn't be able to see that this is a sneaky couple, and that somebody was looking for revenge. You know, people wouldn't be able to see that, but you can. You got something about, there's something about the power of your mind. Your insight. It even says you're a higher level soul with a mission to create transformation in people's mind so their emotions can come into balance. even right here, look, psychic. You can read minds. You may be able to be someone to read minds, and they see you as bringing up a mirror. You reflect back to people who they are. The things that they don't want people to know, the things that they wish were hidden, you reflect it back to them. And this is because you're an old soul. You're an old soul. It says here, you have been around many lifetimes. See, nothing get past you. Nothing get past someone like you. You're an old soul. You've been here many lifetimes. And it says you've chosen to be reborn, to evolve and carry on your learning journey from where you left off in previous lifetimes. So no wonder someone is afraid to approach you, because they can see that you're different. They can see that you're different, and you are. All right, so I'm still not understanding though why you need to know this, right? Let's see, why specifically do you need to know about this situation? Because I'm not sure where you stand on this situation anyway, but why does Cancers need to know about this? Oh, you know why? Because I feel like something was done to you, especially with this retaliation. Something was done to you. That's why. That's why they're afraid, because they're afraid that that they did something to you. That retaliation wasn't just about taking from the sugar daddy. They did something to you too, trying to avoid being caught. Why does Cancers need to know about this? The Nine of Pentacles. I told you, Pentacles, Moon, something that was done Moon. And we talked about moon cycles. This feels like also, I don't know if this person could have done something spiritually against you, because I feel like for some of you, you have an ancestor that's like, sit down, be still. You have an ancestor that's taking care of this person. That's why they're afraid, because of your psychic ability or whatever your spiritual insight is. Because remember, they see you as some sort of moon goddess. And this is making me feel like you having, I don't know if you have like a grandmother, or if you have like, there's a woman, an older woman that's watching over you. That's like, sit down, I'm going to take care of this. That's why they're afraid, because they could be getting karma. And I said Gemini. Keep that, and I was thinking we're in Gemini season too. And I was taking notes as I was getting channeled messages earlier. And I was told that you're going to start seeing the other side of people. I would show y'all my handwriting, but my handwriting is bad because I'll be trying to write as the messages be coming to me. But I was shown Gemini, and that's why when I came into your reading, I was like, some of y'all may be dealing with a Gemini. I know we're in Gemini season, but what was highlighted was two sides. I was shown that you're going to start seeing the other side of people. You're going to see what they show to the public, but you're also going to be able to see what they don't want no one to know. That's where that fear comes in at for people who deal with you. And not only that, we got running and avoiding you because you have some sort of ancestor that's sweeping through. I'm feeling like a sweeping motion, because it's like, whatever they did to you out of retaliation, they need to be afraid, because I feel like they're being haunted with that moon. It's like they're not going to have peace. The Four of Wands is in reverse. Stability. They won't have a stable home. In their home, they won't have peace, and they won't have stability in their home, because they took from you. They took from you some way, somehow. They did something to you out of retaliation. It doesn't even feel like retaliation. They could have been trying to retaliate against a sugar daddy and came after you. That's what this has to do with you. Trying to get some sort of payback and revenge. But they're about to learn. That's why they're afraid. Because there's someone that's about to go after them, haunting them for what they did. You have some sort of grandmother or some sort of spirit guide that is overly protective of you. And it was only a matter of time, and it's because we had the Ten of Wands. it's like that ancestor or whoever that watches over you was sitting down, counting down. They were counting down, waiting for the time. And it's like, now I can go. See, on their broom, going after this person. Now I can go after them. You just sit back, because you're going to get back everything that they tried to take from you. That's why you needed to know about this. I'll catch you later, guys. Bye.